My name is Austin Collins, and this is AJ's Builds.
Look, if you had one shot.
So what I'm going to be showing today on AJ's Builds is my most recent rebuild on a 2007 Lexus Is250. It was bought at a junkyard. I paid $2,500 for it, and it was claimed a total loss salvage title. So what I did was I bought the car, I brought it to the shop, and I did a full rebuild on it. It was hit in the front end where it crushed the hood into the radiator support and buckled the hood up. So it needed a hood, it needed hood hinges, it needed a whole new radiator support. I had to take the old one off. I had to weld a brand new one on. I had to line it up. I had to line up the frame horns. I had to line everything up with the front nose, make sure everything was in line. I had to make sure the fender gaps were good with the hood. I had to make sure the hood came down at the right gap for the bumper cover. I had to make sure the radiator support was straight. Then I had to, dry fit the radiator in, just basically put everything together, make sure everything was completely straight and in line. Then I had to take everything back out. I had to fix the wheel well tub because the wheel well got ripped off of the frame rail. So I had to patch it together, weld it, and then I had to do a bunch of body work on it to smooth it out, make it look nice and flush like nothing happened. And then after the radiator support came back off, because at first it was just caught with clamps to make sure it was where everything needed to be, took it off and put it in the booth. Once it was in the booth, I prepped it, I painted it. After the radiator support was painted, then it was put on, it was welded, it was finished, and then after you weld it on, of course, the paint got burnt off, so I had to touch up those areas there. And the tub of the wheel well at that time was then painted and jammed and ready to go. So then I hung all the sheet metal again, made sure everything was nice and straight back to where I had it at first. And those things were previously primed. So then I had to sand the hood, sand the fenders, but the fenders that I purchased came damaged, so I had to do some body work on the fenders. And then I wanted to blend into the adjacent panels. So basically I had blue color on the hood, the fenders, and the bumper cover, and I wanted to blend the color out into the passenger door and the driver's door for color match. So I had to, what we call R&I, which is remove and install. So I had to at first remove the belt molding, which is the trim that goes across your top door edge and tucks under the mirror. I had to remove the mirror and I had to remove the handles. When blending the adjacent panel with clear, you don't want to use a grit that you would use for base coat. For instance, our base coat would be a 400 and then back over with a 500. And on the lighter colors, you could go back over with 6. But when you're doing a panel for blend with clear, you want a finer scratch. So we use a gray scuff pad and a special scuffing agent, which the scuffing agent is a special paste that's chemically formulated to clean the panel and also cause adhesion, or what some people would call bite. Then after I had everything prepped and scuffed, I put in the booth, I masked everything up, and I sprayed the car. Then after the car was sprayed, of course, was the assembly. After everything was put together on the car, then I had to go to state inspection. Now, the state inspection is a special inspection that is done at a Mass DOT site. And the state police are the ones that run this inspection. They have to go through, they have to check every part, make sure that all the parts that were new, that there's receipts for, and all the parts that were used, that there's VIN numbers for, to make sure that these parts were purchased and not stolen. And then it goes through a series of safety checks. They check the car, just every single nut and bolt. They check everything top to bottom, everything that was listed on the original appraisal from the car being totaled. So I did the process, it passed, and I brought all the paperwork to the registry, and I was able to get my title back as rebuilt, and I got it back on the road. So that was my recap of the Lexus IS250 that was salvaged, that I put back on the road. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more videos and uploads to come. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and this is AJ's Builds, and I will see you next time.